think you can congratulate me to start with, because I got promoted as Rajiv Singh, and I became the MD of this company from being a business head. Thanks a lot, truly appreciate. So I'm sorry, off the records, but truly appreciate. Good evening, and I think my endeavor is going to be, do we have a clicker? Do I have a clicker? Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, no, I'll manage it, thank you. So, actually rushing into one and the other one. I actually just ended a session in the other hall, and I just came in here and I figured out like, okay, it's like less than 60 seconds left. But I was very happy, again, I'm saying that, to be the MD of this company. And let's see, I'll tell this to Rajiv as I go back. We are from BenQ, and I think next 10 minutes, what I've been given, we will talk about what all we do into education arena. I do understand, I'm not addressing schools in this particular room right now, so you can pardon a couple of these slides which you would be seeing in here, but we strongly engage with education arena in the country, and what we provide for is display and projection solutions predominantly. That's one of those core businesses which we are doing in Asia Pacific and Japan right now, besides other businesses of medical and lighting and a couple of other things which we do in other geographies in the world. Now, a dominant statement for us to start with is something what you see on the screen in terms of our leadership positions in the marketplace. And I mean, whether it is technology, whether it is integration of these technologies in terms of finished products, we are typically like cutting across, and we are talking about some statistics which are like relevant for the entire market, because these are not BenQ's statistics. These are statistics which are like neutral body future source, which is the nodal body for this entire industry providing those statistics. I would not stretch a lot in terms of what we are. In the education domain, when we look at it, we work predominantly across the infrastructure out there. This is relevant more in the, I would say, the school space. Coming into the institution space and higher education space, we work very closely with institutions like IIT, IISCs in the country. We are one of the leading panel solution provider to BIMTech in the country right now, and likes of those, we can talk about a couple of these institutions which we have been engaging with for higher education. And there are a couple of reasons why we do this, because what we will talk and what I'm trying to share today on the platform is, one side is what is happening on the technology front, and second side is where exactly is the world market evolving out there when we look into these technology inductions globally. I won't get into couple of these things because I don't wish they should be relevant for this platform. One stuff which is very interesting, I think I try and link this every time I look into this particular slide, is what's the device we love today, or what is the device? It's no-brainer actually, it's our smartphones. I was trying to ask a question, but the device which is very, very close, which we all love and we work with, is our smartphone. And between the button phones and the smartphones, the way technology evolved was the control which we get, the interactivity which we get when we look into a smartphone was one of those compelling drivers out there why most of us opted in, and everybody who's not opted in will have a choice opt in for a smartphone out there. Now, this interactivity is something which is deep ingrained in the human behavior out there. Whatever can respond is like really loved. Whatever doesn't respond is like, it's okay. If I talk to you, you don't talk to me, I will feel like, या तो आपको मेरा presentation अच्छा नहीं लगा, या मैंने ज़्यादा कुछ बोल दिया, or maybe you were not feeling like talking to me right now. So that's again on the lighter side, but then interactivity is something which is core out there, and we bring in interactivity when it comes to projection systems, or when it comes to the display integrated devices, which are like large format displays for the entire industry. So those are two big trends out there, and with these two trends, obviously like dust proof and all that is something which is more for classroom environment. It's not going to be that very relevant, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is like a relevant piece of information I wanted to share, because while we are working with all the higher education institutions in the country, I still feel like we are way, way, way off in terms of adoption of so-called the interactive solutions out there. Now, not because I'm from BenQ, I'm talking about this. This is like something which is global statistics, what we are seeing. Where has the world market gone, and where are we? And again, technology is just going to play its part. It's not going to be like changing the destiny of people of the country. It will just equip us better. And when we look into the corporate side of the industry today, whether it is BenQ's office or many of my peers and counterparts who have been there in the industries in various companies, our meeting rooms have changed in the last 2 years. You come to BenQ's office, not because we sell interactive panels, could be like last 1 year, we do not have a projector in our office. We do all our meetings with interactive panels. Our comments are captured there. We do a live recording of our presentations, whatever we are making in our offices out there. And there's no choice for me to tell Rajiv, oh, boss, I said I will do 7 million, I'm sorry, I'm doing 6.5 million. Because it is all recorded. You are committing, and you're not just committing in the air. Now, there are many, many such things which are happening around us, but the reason why I brought this up, and I'm sticking on this particular slide for a moment, is think about, when we think about the higher education arena out there, this is like that stage from which the student is all set for the corporate world, if in case he's got to compete in the corporate world. Corporate world is not something which is hidden from most of you sitting in this particular room. 3 larger giants is what we all refer in the industry. 3 biggies, Microsoft, Cisco's, and Google's of the world. Last 2 years, they have really transformed the way the interactive solutions should be and are into the corporate world. With their series of product launches, whether it is a Google Jamboard or Cisco Spark boards or things like Microsoft Surface Hubs out there. So if we have inducted, great. If not, whenever next you're looking into your upgrades out there, this is one of those technologies. This or the subsequent technology which you see there is like something which we should look at inducting and advantaging out there. We do take a lot of pride in mentioning, I would say, like our role to play in this market, because one side we are BenQ as a brand, and second side is we are there with Google as one of the leading giants in the world. So world over, BenQ is like the default distributor for Google Jamboards, and we are like doing that in Asia Pacific and Japan as well. So all goes well. Q1 2019, these are kind of solutions which would be there in India as well. I won't talk about many other things right now, whatever I had on my slide deck, because there are like lots of technical things. I don't want to, I would say, like bore you with the evening right now on those technology jargons and all that. Only one thing. Anybody in this room who would like to buy a car which doesn't have an airbag? Anyone? I'm sorry, none of us would, but then again, these are no-brainers. When we look into making our choices for displays and digital so-called technologies, whether BenQ or any other brand, it's just like maybe a bit of an input right now. I can't give advices on the platform. It's just an input that industry has moved. There were times that when we were kids that we were told don't watch TV beyond 1 hour, 50 minutes, 30 minutes and all that. Today kids are exposed, and I think all of our smartphones have got a utility. If in case you are using it, great. If not, then you can have a check on that. The utility mentions blue light control. I'm sure like there would be senior professors also in this particular room right now here. There's a specific wavelength of light which is like 420 to 455 nanometer, which is the most harmful light source out there, which can impact the retina of the eyes. Now, technology has moved on. Point is like, if we are looking at investments out there, look at evaluating this as one of the pieces. Second, I mean, as you walk out of this particular room, obviously like we are on your left-hand side, just take 10 seconds and record one of the interactive panels which is running on our stalls. Go back home. The best TV which you have, take your phones out again and record it for 10 seconds. You will understand how technology has really moved on into the display arena, because the TVs back home would give you a continuous flicker out there, the light and dark bands. You and I do not realize, but while we are watching those TVs out there, the eye is continuously getting fatigued out there. That's the reason watching a TV back home, you can work with the interactive panels, whatever technologies which we are talking about right now for 8 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours out there. And then likes of these, there are many more things which we try and bring in on the technology front. We are all around, truly appreciate. I think the intention was to share why we came down to this particular platform was to share that as you make your investments, try and see if there is an interactivity piece in anything which you are looking at investing in your institutions. And while you make your investment decisions, do evaluate that the devices, what you are investing, can support eye care. That's like something which we get once in a lifetime. There's no substitute to the eyes out there, and the world is becoming very, very sensitive. The adoption rates, one of these slides I just jumped on, is talking about adoption rates for these devices, which is upwards 70, 80 percentile out there in European and American origins out there, and doesn't talk about these numbers without having a reference to the eye care functions and the utilities out there. And a lot more beyond this is what we do. But truly appreciate, thanks a ton, and that's what I had. I don't know how much you are enjoying. I'm enjoying it because the other room was jam-packed. This is like obviously like higher education, so obviously I do appreciate the time, and everybody has a busy schedule while we come down here. And if it made some sense to all of us sitting in this particular room, I'm happy. If not, I'm sorry because I took 10 of your minutes out there, but any screen, any projection technology, times to come, evaluate for your eye care utilities out there, and check it out for whatever is there as latest, because there's another analogy, if in case it makes some sense to any one of us in this particular room. We might have a 20 megapixels camera, 15 megapixels camera. I'm sure all of us have it. None of us in this particular room would be using a camera which is like 2 megapixels. But what do you watch it on? You've clicked all the beautiful photographs out there, went on an exotic trip, came back. Your own laptops, your TVs, your computers, everything is full HD. 1920, 1080 DPIs, no technical jargon in that, not beyond 2 megapixels. It's like 2,077,000 some odd pixels out there. That's what we most of the times watch on. Most of the times watch on. Now the choice is already available in the industry, and that's where we talk about things like 4K, 4K, 4K. It's okay, we might pass by this 4K journey. Comes the end of this particular year, Adobe is already announcing few things on 8Ks. Technology has got to move that pace. We've got to really see that all that expensive investment, what you have done for your smartphones or for your cameras, are you taking even 1% out of whatever you have captured out there? The reality is not, unless you are looking into something which is again 4K. And story continues with many other such things. Thanks a ton, truly appreciate. Any questions, I would be more than happy in terms of discussing and sharing. We're just outside, as I mentioned. Do visit and do take a 10-seconder. It will certainly help you understand how exactly eyesights are best taken care of when you look at screens which are blue light controlled and screens which have got no flickers out there. Thank you.